What is going on, guys? It's ya boy Naruto Uzumaki back again with another Illustrator tutorial. And today, guys, we're going to be learning how to do vector portraits in Illustrator. So without further ado, let's get started. So basically, what we need to do is find a picture, and a picture of a model, and I chose, of course, a very iconic character, not the Hydro Flask. I chose this guy, this high schooler from one of the worst shows ever created, Riverdale. This guy's famous because he dropped out of 4th grade to sell drugs to support his nana.
If we weren't here, we'd be in high school joining clubs, trying out for sports.
Not me. I dropped out in the 4th grade to run drugs to support my nana.
And what we need to do is we need to edit this guy first. We need to edit this picture in Photoshop and turn him into a picture that is easier to vector for. So basically, we need to turn this into this. No, that's not it. This into this. So we want to edit the photo to have these shapes, so make it easier for us, so that it makes it easier for us to vector. So let's do that right now. We're only going to be doing one thing to this picture. We're going to go to Image, Adjustment, and then Exposure. And basically we want to play with these 3 sliders to get a picture with very clean, defined shapes. And we're going to vector those individual shapes. We really want to highlight the highlights and the shadows. So first, let's raise the exposure a little bit. And remember, this will be different for every picture, so don't follow my example to the T, because again, every picture will be different, so you need to play with the sliders to try to get the effect that I'm going for. But again, we're trying to edit the picture to have clean, defined shapes, something like this. That's pretty close. All right, so we see some shapes in his jaw, right? The shadows are nice and crisp. Right, there's some layers of shadow as well, and this will make it easier for us to vector for. So let's go ahead and with these settings, let's hit OK. Then we're going to File and then go to Export as quick PNG. We're going to name this one Nana Edited. Save that to our desktop or our folder. And yeah. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to open that picture as well as the original and place them over each other so that they are overlaid on top of each other, and you'll see why in a bit. So in Illustrator, we're going to go to File, Place. Okay, I found a shortcut so we don't have to drag the tab out and drag it on. We can go to File, Place, and we're going to look for our pictures right over here. I pre-made one for the sake of the video. Nana E and original Nana. We're going to go ahead and hit place. Then, to make it easier for us, we're going to place our Nanas in the corner of the canvas, just like that. And then we have one more that we're going to place, and we're going to place that one as well over. Remember, in Illustrator, you have to hold Shift to resize. So we're just going to fix the original Nana and make it the same size as the edited Nana, just like that. Alright, so let's check if they are equal by clicking the eyeball button right over here in layers, and they're pretty close. Right, they're a little bit too small to start, so we're going to select both of them by hitting these circles, and we're going to go to the corner, hold Shift to keep the aspect ratio, and we're going to drag them out like that. Alright, so I like to keep my edited Nana on top, so I'm going to go ahead and move this layer up, because basically when we edit our original picture, we lose details. So for example, we lose details in his ear, right? Or his hair. Those are small details we lose when adjusting for exposure. So let's begin. First things first, we're going to create an outline of his entire body, similar to the iPod advertisement. So this will ensure that we don't have any empty spots. And hey, look at that, we already did that right over here. But I'm gonna do it really quickly for you guys just for the sake of the video. So let's begin. Remember, when you place your point down, if you click and hold the left mouse button, you can curve your point just like this. Oh, and so we have a fill turned on, so let's go ahead and turn that off for now. Fill to nothing. And we're gonna keep this curve because it matches with the shape of his shoulders. We're gonna zoom in a little bit with the zoom tool. All right, go back to the pen tool. Now we lost our path, so we can reconnect it by go ahead and clicking the anchor point right here. If the pen tool has a little slash mark next to it, that means you're going to restart the path. So we're going to go ahead and restart and connect it. So we're just going to go around his tank top like this. This is pretty straight. And so you'll see at this point, right, we lose some detail. We lost some detail after playing with the exposure right around his neck and his shoulder. So we're going to go to layers, and then we're going to hide the edited nano picture so we can see his shoulder just like that. And so there's a slight angle. So again, to angle the point, you click and hold and drag the curve button just like that. We'll do it right over here. Okay, and so his ear's a little messed up, so we can actually restart the curve. If we don't want a curve, we can go back to the original point we made and click it again, and this will turn the point into a straight point. So we can go up of his ear and restart the curve just like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and use that technique again. Click the last point you made, restart the angle, then curve the point just like this. We're gonna go around his hair. All right, so now that we got our base outline done, we can go ahead and hide it for now. And I like to start with making shapes for our midtones. So our midtones would be not the brightest part of the picture, but somewhere in the middle between the brightest and the darkest. So I guess for me, I like to start off with the big shapes, right? His chest, right? His arms, his face, the lightest part of his face. And we're gonna go ahead and do that right now. Right, so with all of those set, we can fill in these 3 shapes just to see what we got so far. We can hold Shift to select, or hold Control to select multiple layers. Let's go to Properties. Let's take off the stroke for now, and let's put in a fill. And so for our midtones, I'm going to choose a light brown. And for every shade darker that we're going to vector out, we're going to go a shade darker brown up, like that. So every time you start a new layer, it will always be, every time you start a new path or a shape, it will always be a layer above the last one you made. So keep that in mind as you layer on your layers. So another pro tip when putting down points, if you have a hard angle point like this, you can select it using the anchor point tool, and then going to the properties and turning this hard point into a curved point, just like that. You can just use this tool to fix the angle. Let's go ahead and put in the fill, see what we got so far. All right, so now let's start filling in this layer of shadow. All right, so we got a little lazy at the bottom right here, but that's okay because this layer is actually going to go below the face layer. Like that. And that's pretty much it. You will keep on layering on layers like that until you get something like this. This one's not done, but you get the idea. As you get further and further into the details, you're gonna have to start hiding your layers, right, to get at the details. Right, just like that. You can also rearrange your layers above the other ones to see where you're at so far, and you can make layers for that. But that's pretty much it, guys. You will keep on making shapes for everything else. His hair, right, his eyelashes. We can see the eyelashes by putting the original up at the top, right? His lips, his teeth, things like that. So that's pretty much it, guys. Good luck photoshopping out there. Remember to buy my merch, and I'll see you in the next video.